Donald, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good. Good morning, Gary. Good.
Excellent. You had a late night last night.
Yes. So we were just catching up with some colleagues. So yeah, just came home little late.
Mm,
Yeah, it was good to catch up. Went out for some drinks.
yeah,
Usually this is our off after work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So a busy day planned for today as well.
Yes.
Okay, good. Donald, a little bit of background on you. So you joined the real estate industry, I think it was around 2016. And over the last few years, you have been consistently in the top 10 individual salespeople for Buffett and Thompson in Southeast Auckland. And I think you are consistently in the top, what, 30 individual salesperson in the company in general?
Yes. From last year it was probably we are aiming towards probably in top five individual this year, this
Okay.
financial year. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing and amazing. So tell me, I'm always curious about people's background. What did you do before real estate, and why did you join the industry?
I started my career when I my first job was in McDonald's. So I was actually from McDonald's, was working there as a crew, and then was a store manager there. Got some bit of skills there with the different jobs, and after doing McDonald's for 4.5 years as being a store manager, meanwhile I was also having a degree for accounts. So I went and joined IRD, Inland Revenue. Worked there for 3 years, almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Obviously picked up some good skills from there as well. And with my own personality, I never want to settle for less, and I always want to do something challenging. If there's no challenges in the job, I get bored.
Right.
So my the job was good in IRD. I was there with them for 3 years, but then I thought, okay, what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. Now what's next? So obviously take a step back and think what's next. So that time I was thinking of buying house, and I was doing a lot of research on the real estate, and I thought let's give it a go. Probably become a real estate agent. So did studied real estate, started real estate, and then probably first 6 months was a struggle, because you come from a new industry, you don't know, and from a salary based job to a commission based profession.
Yeah,
So it's a big change,
yeah,
but then here I am. you know
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So what drew you to the industry? Was it just looking for a new challenge, something to challenge yourself, or what was there more in it that you thought, real estate is for me?
So a couple of things were really important for me. Like, I come from a family, my dad is a lawyer, and my dad is a lawyer back in India. So what he we always like, the whole family is more of self-employed
Yeah,
than the service class.
yeah,
So service class was never my dream job. I always wanted to be working on my own terms, and having that freedom
yeah,
of time, and I thought of something which is more self-employed, which I can do. And I always had the passion about the real estate because of the family. My dad does a bit of a real estate back in India,
hmm,
and I think that's where it was always inbuilt in me. And
yeah,
just with coming to New Zealand, getting my PR sorted, doing different jobs. Obviously, that was not a right time to start,
hmm,
but in the back of my head there was always there that, hey, look, one day when I'm little bit sorted and on track, this is what I want to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Wow. And with you touched on it a little bit. You said that your first 6 months were a little bit hard in the industry. Were you? Can you say that you were an overnight success in real estate, or did it take you time to build up and until you got to where you are today?
I think it was. I think it was. It's not a for sure. It's not an overnight change, or overnight success. It all took, it all took me years to actually be where I am. With in terms of, if you can say, in terms of when I started real estate. For as I said, first 6 months was really very hard for me. When you say really hard, it's mean I actually did a lot of work, got a lot of door knockings, got the listings, but were unable to sell. And then I was thinking, I was like, am I in the wrong profession? Like, as a salesperson, if I can't sell, then what am I doing? Or sometimes you have to understand other stuff as well. That area, which area you're working, are you
Mm,
connecting with people, are you a local?
yeah.
If you're not, if something you have to, if for any reason, if you're success, if you're not on the track of real estate, you have to ask these questions to yourself, that why is it not working for me?
Yeah.
Is it I'm in the wrong area, or am
Yeah.
I not connecting with people, or do I don't know my product?
Mm,
You need to ask those questions. And I was on the verge, like, to be very honest, after the hard 6 months, I was still doing real estate, but I used to always call you and say, hey, look, Gary, this is not for me.
mm,
And my mentors, like, as you were one of my mentors, so you actually told me, Donald, if things are not changing, you need to change something. And that's what I relied on. Like, okay, let's me. And to be very honest, and the support from the mentors, like you said, hey, Donald, you are for real estate, just don't give up. And then keep going. And probably we changed bit of we made a move from north to south. I changed the branch. We changed the area. And obviously the passion was always there, the
mm,
motivation was always there, and the hard work was always there from day one. It's not
yeah.
that we were waiting for a luck. So it took me quite a while to be there where I am.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful for the people who've supported me throughout that journey and trusted in me, because if that was not there, I would have gone long back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you changed offices, changed areas after about, I think it was roughly 8 months, and
Yes.
then you started again in a
Yeah.
new area, meeting new people. What did you do? How did you build your business from I am new to this area to where
Yeah.
you are right now?
To be honest, when I actually came to South, it was a big move for me. I've never even lived in South myself, So literally, even if I have to go home, I used to put my address in Google Maps to go home, because I was that new to the area. Like, when people say I'm new, because they've lived around, but they think they're new. I was literally a change from north to south. I've never been to south apart from going to Hamilton when I'm
Yeah.
passing by, or going to airport. That was my only touch with south you
Yeah.
know but then when I moved to this area, what the first thing what I started doing, and that's what I give advice to some of my new bees in the office as well. I
Hmm.
started working with buyers. Because I asked people, hey, look, can I get an open home? No one will give you open homes to do, but I was like, look, can I do an extra open home for you over the weekdays, over the midweeks, when someone wants, and even I
Hmm.
don't, if they don't want to share the commission, I was like, no problem, I'll give the names to you as well. But can I actually start somewhere? And then still, to be very honest, everyone is scared for their own business, and then securities are there in real estate. What people But somehow, somewhere, you will still get a chance, if you're
Hmm.
desperate for it. So I got something. Maybe I got one customer who came to my open home. I started working with him. He pretty much, he was a very fussy customer. He was not, the one of those that you show him something and you like it. The good part with him was, I showed him many houses. He gave me a good area knowledge, because whenever a new house used to come, I used to show him. And then that's how I got the area knowledge.
Yeah.
And when they say in real estate, there's something to learn always. you know that obviously I sold the house to that guy after 5 months. Before that, I sold many houses to other people, just
Mm.
because I knew the area. I've seen the house because of him.
Right. Yeah.
So sometimes I have to take things positively in a different way. Because if he was not there, I would not have a motivation to look at the houses. And
Yeah.
if I don't have the motivation to look for the houses, I would not have been able to sell it to someone else.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
so there is always a way. It just needs to find a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Fascinating. So things have changed in the last year, the last financial year. You sold 120 houses.
Yes.
That is massive, and you work on your own, so you don't have a PA. I mean, I think you had the PA for a very short time, and then they
Yeah.
left. They couldn't
Yeah.
handle the
Yeah.
work. But 120 houses, one person in 1 year. I know that I didn't sell even close to that. Probably a third of what you did. Is probably would have been the top that I have done. How can you handle so much work? How do you do it? 120 houses is almost impossible.
Um, I think, see, the only thing, Gary, is on my, like, actually on my first year on South, when I was there, I sold 80 houses on my first year when I moved
Mm,
to South. And then my motivation was always there that, hey, look, if I can do 80, I can do 100, you know. And it's how I, to be very honest, with, as you said, I have no PA, I have no, so I have to literally, balance my time very, in a very productive way.
mm,
Because sometimes, you get things that, okay, you which will off track you. For an example, last night we were having a catch up with the colleagues, so we went out for drinks, and I came home around 1:30. And then probably, your other next day, you're running late for an hour for everything.
mm,
So a lot of things will come unwanted, unplanned. you know
yeah.
with me, how I look into this is, I try to break the year in week by week. So my plan is to actually sell at least 2 to 3 houses every week. Sometimes I'm able to achieve more, sometimes I'm able to achieve less. But when I look into that, okay, Monday to Sunday I need to sell 3 houses,
Yeah.
2 houses. If you're selling 2 houses a week, 50 weeks, you at least will make 100 houses.
Mm,
And sometimes you'll get lucky enough that you might do 3 or 4. So this is how I have consistently looked my year. So I have breakdown into weeks. So I don't care about what will market look like in 6 months, what will market look like in 4 months. Market will always change, and we don't need to get ourselves affected with this change.
mm,
I always tell, because even the market is slow, people will still sell and buy. If the market is high, people will still buy and sell. It's the market.
yeah.
What can you control? Like, can you control the policies? No. Can you control the government? No. What
Mm,
can you control is your behavior and how
yeah.
you look your business as. It's a purely business. If people think real estate is self what do you say, self-employed, luxurious job, you drive the Mercedes and you just rock up in a suit. So I think they don't see a lot of behind the scene works. you know
Mm,
I this month I have got 16 settlements.
wow.
16 settlements in this month. And I have to settle those, get those properties settled, get final inspection done for all those properties by myself. Plus, I have to also sell,
Yeah.
because if I don't sell, my next month's check will not be there. You
Yeah.
know, and when you work, you have bills to pay. You can't, every month will count.
Yeah.
So that's how I look after my business, is just go week by week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in average, how many hours a day do you work?
To be honest, I I work around probably 10 to 12 hours a day. Yeah, 10 to 12 hours a day, throughout the week. But obviously, with if you're doing 120 houses, obviously you need to make up the time for it.
Yeah.
So the next year plan would be to add someone as an admin, or to do the paperwork and to at least be a helping hand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, with the amount of work I've done, so on my day offs as well, I'll still work 5 to 6 hours.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's the day off will look like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That leads quite well to my next question. So you are looking at growing your team right now to bring in administrative and maybe another person to do some buyer's work for you as well?
Yes. What I'm looking for, at least I'm looking for an admin person to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get more organized with the admin to actually, look at the things which takes a lot of my time.
Yeah.
If once I have that, then probably we will be looking to, add. add some good salespersons with our team as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, so what are your main challenges right now in terms of growing your business? Obviously, one of them is building a team around you, but are there other things that you're seeing that are challenges that you need to work through?
To be very honest, when you're in the market, the challenges are always there. To with sometimes the challenges are in house. Sometimes the challenges are in the market. Sometimes there will be people. Okay, there will be other companies who are running very good promotion. You have to compete with them. Sometimes you will have you will have your own in house, like within company salespeople, where you are in a wherein you're in a race with them, that hey, look, oh, you need to do this, they're doing that. So there's challenges are always there. But if what my funda of life is, never don't focus on challenges, just focus on how can you overcome on those challenges.
Mm,
If you focus on challenges, there's nothing you can do about. You have no
yeah,
control on other people. You only have control for yourself, like what can you do. So always ask the question, okay, if this is there, what can I do to fix it? For an example, right now my challenges were, okay, I've got a lot of paperwork to do, but what can I do about it? I can only crib about it, that okay, I've got a lot of paperwork to do, or I can just sit down and do it and say, hey, look, okay, we will need to plan something that how we can get it done, but for now I need to do it.
mm,
So if you're more focused on the solutions than the problem, I would say that's a good way of uh, probably in your profession, you would not find many problems if you're focused on the solutions.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because with our with our behaviors, everyone can focus on problems, but I would say what we need to do is we need to focus on solution. What can we do about it?
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. An interesting way of looking at it. Not
Yeah,
really being worried about the challenge, but really focusing on the solutions for this challenge.
yeah, yeah,
Very interesting. So 120 houses this
yeah.
year. What's the goal for next year?
Obviously we need to push the limits, so 150 for next year. Yeah,
Yeah.
150 houses. Yeah, the goal is to make 150 next year. And probably with the as I said, with the opportunities, there's a lot of opportunities in the market. I still think I can, every day I still think I can do better.
Mm,
It's just the time. Manage your time properly, organize things in a way where you can do that. But yeah, 150 houses.
brilliant. Excellent. Donald, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I know you probably have 100 missed calls on your phone right now that you need to answer, and a billion appointments to run to.
Mm.
Appreciate your time, and appreciate you sharing the information and the knowledge. Thank you.
Thanks, Kerry. Thanks.